Maggie had always been a kind and caring person, and everyone in the small town knew her for her warm.
Activate your health guard with Pastor C. Daniel. Looking for divine healing and peace? Pastor C. Daniel is here to pray for you. Simply send your name and Pastor C. Daniel will personally pray for your health and well-being. Countless lives have been transformed through the power of prayer and Jesus' healing power. Don't miss your chance to receive God's refuge and healing. Subscribe now to unlock premium content and witness the change in your life. Join 100,000 plus members on this powerful journey of faith and healing. Your miracle could be just one prayer away.
Warm heart and generosity. She lived alone in a cozy little house near the edge of the forest, with only her beloved dog, Lucky, for company. Lucky, a golden retriever with an ever-wagging tail and kind eyes, had been with Maggie for many years. The bond between them was unbreakable, and Lucky was more than just a pet. He was her best friend, her comfort, and her companion in every step of life. One sunny afternoon, Maggie took Lucky for their usual walk through the park. They strolled along the familiar path, with Lucky happily sniffing the ground and wagging his tail at the sight of other dogs and people. But when Maggie took her eyes off Lucky for just a moment to tie her shoe, something unexpected happened. Lucky darted off into the woods, chasing a squirrel, and disappeared from view. Panic surged through Maggie's chest as she called out for her dog, Lucky. "Lucky, where are you?" she cried, her voice shaking. She searched the park and the surrounding areas frantically, but there was no sign of him. Hours passed, and Maggie's heart grew heavy with worrying. She couldn't bear the thought of losing her faithful companion, and she didn't know where to turn. That night, Maggie sat in her living room, staring at the door through which Lucky had always entered. The house felt empty and cold without him, and she prayed with all her heart, asking God for help. "Lord, you know how much I love Lucky. You know how much he means to me. Please, bring him back home. I trust in your love and your ability to help me. Please guide me to him." Maggie prayed through her tears. She didn't know how, but deep down she felt a sense of peace wash over her as she prayed. She knew that God was listening, and somehow, someway, her dog would come back. The next morning, Maggie woke up early, her heart filled with a renewed sense of hope. She continued to search the woods, posting flyers and asking neighbors if they had seen her dog. Days went by, but still, there was no sign of Lucky. Her heart ached, but she didn't give up. She continued praying, asking God to guide her steps. On the fifth day, as Maggie was walking through the woods again, she heard a faint barking sound in the distance. Her heart skipped a beat as she followed the sound, her hopes rising. And there, just behind a large tree, was Lucky, wagging his tail furiously. He looked dirty and tired, but he was alive and well. Tears of relief filled Maggie's eyes as she ran to her dog, hugging him tightly. "Lucky, I knew God would bring you back to me," she whispered, her voice filled with gratitude. It was a miracle that Lucky had found his way back to her, and Maggie knew in her heart that God had answered her prayer. She couldn't explain how it happened, but she felt certain that God had guided Lucky back to her, just as he had guided her through the dark moments of her life. From that day on, Maggie was even more grateful for the presence of her loyal companion. She continued to thank God every day for the miracle of having Lucky back by her side. And Lucky, with his joyful heart, seemed to know that he had been brought home by divine intervention, for he never left Maggie's side again. The story of Maggie and Lucky's reunion spread throughout the town, and many people were touched by the power of prayer and the reminder that God cares for even the smallest of creatures. Maggie's faith had been tested, but she had never given up hope. Through her prayers, God had answered her, proving once again that he is always listening, ready to help, and never far from those who call upon him. And so, Maggie and Lucky's story became a reminder to all that no matter how lost we may feel, or how difficult the journey seems, God is always there, guiding us back home with love, grace, and miracles.
Activate your health guard with Pastor C. Daniel. Looking for divine healing and peace? Pastor C. Daniel is here to pray for you. Simply send your name and Pastor C. Daniel will personally pray for your health and well-being. Countless lives have been transformed through the power of prayer and Jesus' healing power. Don't miss your chance to receive God's refuge and healing. Subscribe now to unlock premium content and witness the change in your life. Join 100,000 plus members on this powerful journey of faith and healing. Your miracle could be just one prayer away.